Hello, I'm Dr. Craig Childress. I'm a clinical psychologist in Pasadena, California. I work with children and families around issues of attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, parent-child relationship problems, marital problems, angry, oppositional, defiant children, things like that. In this video series, I've been talking about a particular parent-child relationship problem that I describe as a parental alienation dynamic. In this particular video segment, I'm going to be talking about a family systems conceptualization of the parental alienation dynamic from a strategic family systems model. Now, in previous segments, I've discussed the alienation dynamic from a structural family systems framework of Salvador Minuchin. That involves the triangulation, alliance, and enmeshment. There's a second school of family systems work with the principal theorists being Chloe Medanis and Jay Haley, called strategic family systems. And it is a major family systems model. It's one of the two. And within strategic family systems, what they focus on is power dynamics within the family. And one of the major contributions of strategic family systems is a conceptualization that symptoms confer power. And so it's the one with the symptom is the one with all the power. Let's say, for example, somebody had an anxiety disorder. A whole family, everybody has to work around the person's anxiety disorder. Oh, I can't do that, I'm so scared. And so they can control everybody through their symptom. And that's the basic premise of the strategic family systems approach, is looking at how the symptom confers power so that we can intervene in certain ways to alter the power dynamic, and thereby when we remove the way the symptom is conferring power, then the symptom's no longer necessary and it will fall away. Now, what the strategic family systems therapists do is they look at that power dynamic and then propose a prescription. Do this thing. And the parents don't, or the family doesn't necessarily need to know why it's going to work or how it's going to work. They just need to do what they're told to do. And if they do, that's going to alter the power dynamic and the symptom's going to disappear. And so it's really interesting. It works. It's hard to do. It's hard to conceptualize. You need training in it. And so it's not an easy model to begin to work with, but it is very powerful. And one of the, when we get to one of the intervention approaches that I've worked in and developed, it's a strategic behavioral systems intervention. That it is a strategic family systems intervention in that it alters the power dynamics within the family, and the behavioral component is sort of a superficial covering, and then the word systems refers to, at core, it's a family systems intervention, and it has some structural family systems qualities to it as well. But I'll get to that in a separate discussion. What I want to talk about here is the power dynamic within the alienation process. I've worked with a lot of families, I've worked with a lot of kids, individual therapy. I have never run across as intensive a power and control dynamic as is involved in the parental alienation dynamic. It is phenomenal. The power and control are excessive and almost complete. There's nothing that can be done. And one of the most impressive things is how the targeted parent has absolutely zero options. They can't go left, they can't go right, they can't stay where they are. Let me explain this. If the targeted parent accepts the child's hostile rejection and doesn't respond to it and just says, tries to give love and stuff, then the child's mean, nasty, hostile rejection serves the function that it's designed to serve, which is to punish the targeted parent. The alienating parent wants to punish the targeted parent for the narcissistic injury. You didn't appreciate how wonderful I am. You abandoned me. You're not supporting my narcissistic self-inflation. You deserve punishment. I'm going to inflict the punishment on you in the worst possible way through your child. I'm going to use your child and the love that you share to inflict the most horrible punishment on you. They are going to hate you. They are going to reject you. They are going to abandon you. And they will never abandon me. They're going to tell me I'm the wonderful parent, and they're going to define you as the evil, hostile, inadequate parent that you are. Dang, that's pretty nasty. If the targeted parent absorbs that and just continues to have visitations and just puts up with it, then that child is absolutely serving his function or her function. They are inflicting suffering on the targeted parent. If, however, the targeted parent tries to turn right and tries to fight against it, and so say, stop talking to me like that. You can't do that. Okay, no TV for you tonight. Now, the targeted parent gives the child justification for the abuse and presents to the world as if that abuse is actually justified. Okay, and the other therapists and teachers and family members say, well, if you just weren't so mean to them, if you didn't take away his toys, then maybe he wouldn't be so angry at you. Stop yelling at the child. Stop. You need to understand the child more. Maybe it's and everybody believes that the targeted parent is actually causing this situation, that they are somehow abusive or inadequate. There must be a problem because look at all the conflict going on between the two of them. And it doesn't change the amount of rejection. It doesn't change the amount of hostility. It doesn't restore good parent-child relationship. But now everybody else actually believes it's the targeted parent who's causing this. So you can't stay where you are. You can't turn right. What about turning left? What about saying, fine, you don't want to be with me, don't be with me? And giving in to the rejection and just saying, fine, I'm alienated. You don't want to be here? Don't be here. Then you've lost your child. And you have to suffer the loss of your child. They win again. There's nothing the targeted parent can do. No matter what the targeted parent does, the alienating parent's going to win. They're going to inflict suffering on the targeted parent. That is a phenomenal control process. Yikes. And as a therapist, when I recognize it, and I start to say, stop this. Whoa. We're gonna intervene in this. No. And so I start to unbalance that system, and I start to actually create change and say, no, I'm challenging the child, saying, wait a minute, you're not the victim of abuse. You're the perpetrator of abuse. What are you talking about? No, this parent's wonderful. The parent that you hate, they're not a terrible parent. They're a wonderful parent. They love you so much, and you love them. And when I start to do that, the alienating parent gets me removed from the case. They'll find a way. Okay. The child will develop anxiety symptoms about coming to see Dr. Childress. They'll start missing appointments. Okay. Something's going to take place. Somehow, some way, Dr. Childress is going to be framed as being incompetent, bad therapist. Something's going to happen, and I'm going to get removed from the case. It happened pretty consistently. Because, I need consent of both parents to treat the child. If one parent doesn't agree, then we're done. Okay. And I can't even talk to people about it. Okay. Because I need the release of information from both parents to be able to disclose. So if, the targeted parent tries to get a report of mine introduced in court, and then the parent says, nope, confidentiality. So I can't even tell the world what's going on. The control dynamic is phenomenal. Okay. It's all about control. And in order to alter and treat this issue, we have to address the control dynamic, which is why one of the primary intervention techniques I'm proposing has to do with strategic family systems that alters the control dynamic involved in the symptom expression. We'll talk about that next.